Why wouldn't it? Chef Ete, you are still owing me chicken and chips. You are owing me plenty things.
We're live on YouTube and Facebook. So
Yeah, we know.
Hello.
We know.
Hello.
It's just my rich aunties.
Hello. Our rich Aburo.
Happy.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Adiola Kingsley James, and
My name is Bukola. Some people call me Ashake. I'm
the
rocking
gentle.
the Ashake hairstyle today.
okay, my name is Praise Forward, and I'm so excited to be here again on a Thursday on this show.
Yay!
How's Canada?
It was PF's birthday. Are you in Canada now?
I'm not just in Canada; I'm in the US.
It was his birthday last week, Thursday, guys. And so he decided to celebrate with other people than us. And we shall retaliate, is all I'm here to say.
You don't need to retaliate. Just pack all the money for the birthday party and send to me.
No.
Chef, I feel like mommy.
No, I have to eat my own. I have to do my own.
Okay, I hear you.
Guys.
What?
I'm just saying, yeah, guys, man. Yo.
It's been an eventful 2 weeks, right?
An eventful 2 weeks. But it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay, so how are you guys doing? How is Nigeria? Was it raining today or something? Someone mentioned that it was raining or something like that.
It rained today.
Oh,
it rained a bit today.
Maybe in the morning.
This afternoon it rained. Okay. It rained here anyway.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't long, but it rained.
Maybe I didn't notice it. It's raining everywhere. I remember speaking to a friend of mine yesterday or 2 days ago in America. It was raining there and raining here at the same time. I don't know what's going on.
It didn't rain here.
Maybe where you are, maybe where she are, it rained. Where you are, it didn't rain. But I think the weather is, rain in almost October,
Mm-hmm.
shows that things are
climate
happening.
Change, people. Yes. Climate change.
It's not just climate, is everything change. And I guess that's one of the things that we're talking about today. The weirdness of relationships.
It didn't rain so much at the beginning of the year now, did it?
But is it meant to rain at the beginning of the year, my brother? In Nigeria, does it not from June, July that we see rain?
No, it's when I see Agbado that I know that there is rain. And Agbado came out late this year.
So maybe that's why it's raining now. But I'm grateful for the rain.
Yeah.
Definitely grateful for the weather as well.
Yeah, the weather has been good.
Yep.
Yeah, so that weirdness we're talking about in the climate is also, what we're talking about today. So do you want to share? Do you want to start?
Yes. So what are we talking about? Weird relationship realities, yes. Right?
And should people be what's the word you use? Crucified for some of the things and the choices that they make.
Yeah. Yep. Because earlier in the week, I think it was last week, I came across a post. Wow, that's kind of loud. I came across a post, and it was a lady put up a post that went viral, and she was saying how her husband is mourning the death of his mistress. And, she didn't know that he was having an affair until she died, because the guy would wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning crying his eyes out and saying how he misses her, he wished that she was still alive. But then he would also say to her, I never planned to leave you. I never intended to leave you. And in the midst of all of this, she then says, we have to go and we must see a marriage therapist or a marriage counselor. And his response to that is, I'm not ready to work on our marriage yet. That I need to deal with my grief. I think I need to see a grief therapist. And so she's asking people's opinion, like what should she do? Like she feels bad, she can't even be as angry with him because she sees that he's actually in pain. Right? So when she wants to be mad and angry, she sees what he's going through and she feels bad on his behalf. But this is her marriage, does she say we must work on our marriage, or does she actually give him the time to deal with her grief?
With his grief.
Sorry, with his grief.
But don't forget,
hang on. Don't jump ahead. Deal with his grief. And so the first comment that I saw under the post was, give him rat poison. The first comment that I saw under the post was, that guy should be given rat poison. And then, of course, other people started saying, women don't see things, so, women have suffered. This man this is total disrespect and blah, 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 blah. And I realized that, people are coming from all kinds of places and first of all, social media is not even the place to come and ask for opinion. But besides that, I said, I have to respond to this somehow. So I put up a post. I actually responded on the original page that I saw it. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to caption this and, and put it on my page. And it was just to say, look, at the end of the day, it's easy to just give people advice when you're not in the shitstorm yourself. Just give people advice and say, do this, do that, if you were me, if me were you, if you were me,
if we were me. Or me were we.
Yeah, give them advice and say whatever. It's easy to do that. But when you're right in the thick of it, then it's a whole different ballgame. And I also said that at the end of the day, right, first of all, you shouldn't even be coming here to ask for opinion, but you're here. So if the woman is seeing or feeling that this man actually needs time, to deal with his grief,
should she give him the time?
I think she realizes that if he doesn't deal with the grief,
she's not
going to find any happiness. If she gives ultimatums and says, no, we must go and see a marriage therapist, it's me or your dead mistress, right?
She was pregnant as well.
Yes, exactly.
She was pregnant and he wasn't sure whether the baby was his or for her husband.
Exactly. I mean, it's a really messy situation, but just to stick with the.
Sorry, guys, I don't understand what you're talking about. Who was mourning the? No, you said
her husband. Her husband is mourning the death of his mistress.
Yes. So who is pregnant?
The girl that died, the mistress that died.
Oh, okay, the mistress that died. Okay, I get.
But she was married also, so he wasn't sure whether the baby was his or for her husband.
Oh, okay.
But that's like Jara to the story. The real crux of it was that this man is mourning his mistress, and now it appears this woman too is in mourning. I said, because you know what, if whether you realize it or not, you are also dealing with grief. You also need to deal with your grief because you've lost something. Whether it is that you've lost the trust that you had in your husband, whether it is that you lost the security, the sense of security you felt, believing that you came first and there was nobody else but you. So, whichever way you decide to go, you need to be able to, if you decide to stay, then there are things that you must take into account, and don't come to social media and expect people to give you the kind of answers that you want. Nobody's going to validate you. There's no amount of ginger social media will give you that will validate your choices. If you choose to
stay or go,
then you must be able to deal with the consequences of your choices, and with the mind that you are not what's the word, regretting your choice. Because there's one thing to say, I stayed because I wanted to, and then I stayed because society will say this, people will say that. What will people say? I'm resenting the fact that I'm making this choice.
Yeah.
Whereas nobody is really forcing you to make that choice. I mean, like, I just said, there's so much inside of this, and it kind of comes from the last time we had a conversation about ultimatums, about what's your deal breakers and stuff like that. It just seemed like choices. Why? So the question again of why should anybody crucify you for the choices that you make? Why do you feel that you need to get the support
of the people
Okay,
to believe that you've made the right choice for yourself?
Let's unpack it.
Of course, I know there's a whole lot inside.
There's a whole lot involved in that. I think the first thing is that a whole lot of people are pretending not to know that mobile phone and social media together are both less than 30 years.
Yeah.
So people are pretending as if they've always had that audience.
Is it up to 20 years?
I think GSM is up to 20, but social media is not. GSM was Obasanjo's tenure thing.
Yeah.
So people are pretending that that audience, social media audience, have always been there for them to vent to, but so people have totally forgotten who they used to be and how they used to live and how they used to resolve issues.
Yeah.
Now, and when you want to go to social media, you have to ask, who exactly on social media do you want to talk to? Because you might as well say, I want to have my birth, and I want to have my birth on social media.
Yeah.
Since you trust them so much with your nakedness and your deepest part, you might as well, everything, you just need to live stream yourself every day. You don't even need to touch your phone anymore. So that everything you are doing, your right, your wrong, your mess, your everything, let social media be observing you, because it looks like that's the new family and the new cycle that people have. But having also said that, I come to understand also that the traditional systems that used to be mediators in issues like that over time in Africa, people have also started to lose interest in them. So you are when we're younger, you are the old people, in the village who you could go to and they will mediate, maybe the king, the traditional rulers. The traditional rulers no longer hold that position anymore. Then you have the Olori Ebis, which is the head of the family. The Olori Ebis are now compromised as well. They are collecting bribes. They are raping children, so they no longer have that credibility.
Yeah.
Now, the religious space should fill the final role. Unfortunately, people have gone to share their story and they've had it everywhere. And with the gross scandal across board, people no longer trust their religious leaders as much as they used to trust.
Yeah.
So and social media has come to fill in that gap over time, where people think I can vent, because also people have not been better managed before now. So you've had situations where an older person molest a child, or maybe because the person has influence and has money, what you hear is, oh yeah, forgive him, let us move on. And so people's pain and hurts have not been properly processed over time.
Yeah.
So now a lot of hurting people and toxic people have become very toxic because they no longer know where to go. And since they don't know where to go, social media has created a pseudo system where you come and vent. And people don't know that the internet never forgets many of these things. So they have come to bring the matter on social media. Now, they don't know that your pain is some other people's business on social media.
Of course.
Because bloggers are going to pick it and they're going to click. They'll be making money. The prayers of the bloggers and the influencers when they wake up is let there be another scandal today. And may it continue for a longer time so that we can have what to report. So You are not making money, they are making money. So and your pain still remains because I don't know any human being who has resolved the case successfully on social media. I don't know one,
Nobody.
right?
Nobody.
So but the matter is on social media. So there are a number of issues in there on this matter. Number one is there still a marriage accorded by the two of them by their standards, right? And so what exactly does she want? Does
Yeah.
she want a solution on how to transform a marriage and make it into an ideal marriage? Or is it that she wants to win her husband back? Is it that she wants to help her husband grieve
It's
his mistress? Is it that she's shocked at the revelation that her husband was seeing another woman, and she's trying to pretend as if it's not painful enough,
yeah.
simply because she wants to keep her marriage? Is she
Right.
trying to keep her marriage because of what people will say? Is she trying to keep her marriage because she doesn't have the wherewithal or to live a life outside of that guy? Does she have some bit of low self-esteem or so there are so many issues. Then on the other guy, the guy's side, is it done with the marriage and is only is being blackmailed to remain in that marriage? Because I mean, if your side chick or your side baby died, who was also married to someone else, which made it very complicated because there's a third angle, which is the husband of the woman that died, who is also going to
Yeah.
be privy to this story right now. So
Exactly.
is the man's life safe? In all, so there are so many from a professional point of view. There are so many questions hanging.
Yes.
So you want to look at it critically and say, these two people, if they continue like this, is someone not going to kill someone at the
I
end of the day? So what I think is these two people are no longer normal. They are no longer human. Their humanity is compromised in court. And so they will need to sit in therapy to process the pain because they didn't get to where they got to overnight and
yeah.
where someone is, now numbing the pain that exists because the data pain is going to bust out, is going to be messy.
So,
Now, the other guy who says maybe you want him to have a closure, you want to find out what exactly does this lady do for him, this lady that died, what is because it's looking like,
they also worked in the
uh-huh,
same company as well.
because it's looking like that lady has a whole lot of hold and a whole lot of memories that's been created between the two of them. Because for him to even be thinking maybe the baby that died also was his baby or something like that, and I mean those are issues. So it means that he obviously prefers this other. So why didn't he get married to her?
She was
Why did they have to to say, hey,
We don't know the
no, you see, Bukola, you cannot process any issue if you don't
without
unpack the issue. You first
yes,
unpack the issues first, right? Before you can now, and that's why everybody on social media is trying to pretend that they understand the story. Nobody understands the story. In
nobody.
fact, the story may not even be correct, right?
Exactly.
Because even in trying to present your story, you will present the one that appeals to you. There are so many
Of
hanging
course.
fruits. So there was no case. So what? By the time we meet the man and we cross-examine the man, he might be telling you that since they got married, the woman has been slapping him every day. That's what. So there are
She withhold sex from him.
there are data we don't have, and once there is no data, it becomes very tough to take a position because you like the same way people pray and miss, you can position and miss, and that's why most times when people ask me on social media, praise, what do you think about this case? I say I don't know the case.
Yeah.
So if you want me to analyze this case now, put $10,000 on the table. I'm yours for the next few hours analyzing the case for you. So it's very tough, but I mean, it just shows you the audacity of people and how far our world has gone. I mean, I'm on Instagram today. I was on Instagram and I'm seeing what people are talking about. The things people talk about with their full chest were things that we used to run away into the corner to talk about. So I'm asking, how did we get here? So people who are in pain are becoming leaders, and they are selling the pain confidently as if it's not an issue. And people are commenting, people are following, people are, everyone is just for lack of a better, everyone is just mad, and you are wondering what is this the same world we grew up in? Is this the same world we're going to live for our children? Because officially, it looks like what will pass as wrong has been normalized as right. You know, so we are not even discussing those deep issues anymore to say anything goes. And that's why it's a thin line, which we also need to be very careful. In a bid to say, let everybody live their lives.
Yeah.
You know, let everybody, let everybody do whatever feels right
to them.
There are acceptable human standards, because if God wants to do what feels right to us, then it might feel right to me to go naked and be raping every girl I see. That's what feels right to me.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to be very careful, you know, in saying, because that statement of everybody do whatever you feel right to you is a statement of people who are in pain, who are now, you know, not totally healed and hiding under that pain to now say, okay, since nobody listens to me, let us all do whatever we want to do. We can't all do whatever we want to do. We always have to come to say, what is that balance? And it's a delicate balance right now, because the standard of right and wrong has really, really moved over time. It's been expanded. You know, so we now want to say what the definition. So what exactly, where do we want to stay? Because if we are not also careful, we will be bullied subliminally. It's not intentional, into a box where we no longer stand for anything. You know, we are okay with everybody's style. Everybody, we are okay.
I'm for everyone.
I'm for everybody and not for nobody. What's the name of, what did Buhari say again? You know, so we need to be very careful, you know, but in all of this, it just shows that the marriage is not even troubled. It shows the people are troubled. We can't even be talking about marriage. The people are really, really troubled. And they need to fix it.
You have to, married or not, forget moral compass. This is somebody who is grieving for a loved one.
Absolutely.
Put the moral compasses aside. This is somebody that's grieving for someone. So he's married, yes, but he's a human being. And whether or not the parameters, because we don't know what started, some people can say it doesn't matter as long as you're married, it doesn't matter, but nobody knows whatever, right? He's a human being. And so, because he's a human being and she's a human being, she can recognize the pain. She can recognize the pain. I think my message really was besides to her, was also to like, you have to let people be at peace. You have to allow people be at peace with the choices that they make.
I'm even looking at it from a different point, and this is it, right? What if he never told her what he was going through and he just kept on lying? Is this not also a situation whereby we're not able to speak our truth? Right? Okay, so yes, what he did, I mean, in the eyes of morality and marriage and the sacredness of it, is not right. However, the fact that he actually even came out to say, this is what I'm going through, right? I don't want to use should, because there's no support there. But could she then, her deciding to really see what is going on with him, is that not what a supportive person should do? Albeit it's a funny situation.
Yeah.
But as a human being now, I'm talking about, right? If he didn't come out to tell the truth, is a different case. Now that he has, and it's not to say that she must agree and stay, because she also still has a choice to go, and nobody can also fault her for going, because what pleases me doesn't please you. But her deciding, if she then decides to stay, to then give him that support. To say, okay, you at least you told me the truth.
I mean, that's human.
And I want to be a safe space for you.
Yeah, that's human.
Even if I'm hurting, we would deal with all the different things that come out of it. But I also want to be there for you. If maybe not even as your wife at this point, but
But
as
as
your
a friend,
friend.
yeah, yeah,
You know, and for me, I kind of feel like that would be humane.
mm-hmm.
Now, of course, like I said, not saying, oh, it's good to commit adultery and all those things, but also because we're not there to know some of those things. Could it then be that she's like, look, I want to be there for you as your friend. Our marriage, let's put it aside first. Let me be there for you as a friend because you have come out to tell the truth. Because it's the same us
Yeah.
that would say, but
You're
speak
not
your
you're
truth.
not telling me the truth.
Yes,
Yeah.
open. Are you? If you know, tell me who you really are, and then once I know who you are, I can then decide whether I want to.
Whether I can deal with who you
Yes,
are.
deal with
Yeah.
you who you are, and so this is him now saying, okay, oh, see me,
Emi
Reo, I'm crying. This cry is not because of anything. This cry is because I lost my girlfriend. You know, and it may sound really tough, but that whole idea of saying, okay, we want people to actually start speaking their reality or their truth to people. Would you remove that from this situation?
Definitely
Yeah.
not. You know, I mean, for me, that is a humane thing to do. Difficult.
Extremely difficult. It's not just difficult.
So we're not just saying, you know, like you should just close your eye and abracadabra and you can
It's
do
going
it.
to
No,
happen.
no,
You
no.
even be crying through it.
But it's a very humane thing to do. And I'm always going to come back to this point, which is that if that's what she decides to do, she shouldn't be crucified. She shouldn't feel crucified for that choice.
And it's because she has to allow herself to be crucified.
But her crucifixion is because Chibinami put the story out. So
that one is how she wants to feel at the end of the day. That other one is by the side. But we're talking about the now, looking at it from that humane side. Is this not also somebody trying to tell his truth?
Definitely.
And is this not also now us, the same us asking for the truth to be told, criticizing his truth?
What is his truth? He's not telling his truth. Is because his truth would have been to tell his wife that I'm seeing someone else. I no longer feel for you anymore. Can we start the divorce process? Or I'm seeing someone else. I want to now be polygamous. Are you okay with it? That's his truth. His truth cannot be. You see, we need to separate it. Truth cannot be when you are discovered. So it's like someone who is stealing. Who is stealing? He has nothing to say. I'm stealing.
She didn't discover the girl. It was after he started crying and in pain that she knew. Before then, and he came out and told her
And so that's not his truth. That's not his truth. That's not his truth. He's not telling any truth there. Because if the girl had not died, there won't have been grieving.
Yes.
So that's not telling the truth, right? It is a discovery. They discovered through his grieving that something had gone wrong. Yeah. That was when he now someone of course to say, oh, okay, someone died. So that is not telling any truth there, because if the girl had not died, he won't be grieving. Yeah. And as long as he was grieving, the wife will assume that, okay, I'm the only one here. Well. Do you understand? So it's not a situation of telling his truth. It's a situation of now, I've gotten to threshold. I can no longer keep this anymore. Now I've been found out. Do you understand? So, the case will now be, what do you want? Do you still want this marriage? Do you want your wife? Or does the wife even want him? How do we classify this arrangement? Does he want to? Because some people can now say they're going to die with the person that is dead, since they are soulmates. Or do you actually need grief? Do you know that in some culture they will force him to marry that dead woman? He will go and do the right and do all the.
No, but she was married. Don't forget, she was married.
It doesn't matter. In some other culture, they will force him to go and pay bride price, since he has come to confess. And in some other places as well, he will go to jail. Because the other man's, the dead woman's husband can actually accuse him of being responsible for his wife's death. And with a good lawyer and under proper cross-examination, so he's committing, it's not even bigamy, but someone in some courts, they will ask him to pay damages to the man for the trauma of going to sleep with his wife and things like that, So and that can run into, it can be retirement benefit for the me also. So
The other guy.
oftentimes people don't understand the consequence of some of the things they dabble into, but it's what it is. If you need a grief therapist, I'm available. I will not judge him. I'll collect his money.
I'll support you.
I'll work with his grief.
I'll work with her.
However, truth is, if that woman chooses to stay, it has to be because it was a choice. Because sometimes when people say make choices, we always assume that people also have the capacity to make choices.
Yeah.
When your choices have been, it's like election time. They put Buhari and Goodluck Jonathan in front of you and they say, make your choice. What choice? The choice has been taken away from you.
Yes,
they are restricted to just two
people that they wanted you to from.
They have determined your choice. So some people don't even have the capacity to make choices because for lack of a better word, the bully remains the choice or the safe choice in this case. So the capacity to even choose is no. So we first have to ascertain, is this woman still human? Is the humanity still intact? Is her esteem still intact? Because someone who's, maybe it's the guy that is feeding her, is the guy that has sent her to school, is the guy who pays for everything. Do you now say, choose your future, leave that place. She's going to look at, if she leaves the place, are you going to bring her in? So it becomes very tough for her to make that choice. And that's why we first need to ascertain, is she still a human being? Is he still a human being? Now, what are the optics? What are the realities before she can now be helped to make a choice that promotes our wellness and promotes us? And that's why I always see a lot of people who say they are professionals on Instagram especially, telling people what to do. If you tell this woman now, leave this guy, and she leaves in the name of, you have motivated her, leave. The man is cheating on you, leave. And the man becomes, maybe in another 5 years, he becomes governor of Lagos State and he has married another woman. The same woman will begin to look at it. That's what I would have been first lady now if I had endured. But for that stupid therapist or, so it's always and that would show you, even that played out very recently on another case of a celebrity. Maybe you're going to get into that on social media when they brought their matter to social media. People put after a while, you saw them kissing again. And they say, everybody, go back to your chair. Case is closed. All things have passed away. All things have become new. Jesus is Lord.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like Monday, I was having a conversation with my husband, and I said, well, maybe there was another case from, I think, a couple of years ago, with the pastor and all of that, and I'll say, well, maybe she's coming out for closure. And he said, what closure? You mean it's like going outside to the marketplace with microphone, shouting that you are mad, and then you say you're looking for closure. How are you looking for closure in the marketplace? It's just like, it's kind of opening it up a bit further. And not even with social media, that now you're talking to people all over the world, because it's not just in Lagos or just in Nigeria. It's all over the world. So different people with different mindsets and different ideologies and different values and all of that are coming out and saying all these things. Why do we think that social media is the first place to go to discuss some of these things, especially like the one you just mentioned now, especially when you are not ready for even what you are making noise to do. So you're threatening that I'm going to leave you, but you're actually not ready for it. You just needed some kind of
want a public sympathy.
You just need, so you become the victim.
Let me shock you.
Please shock me.
Are you aware that some people, they have serious self-esteem that the only thing that makes them feel respected is when they are out there, whether positive or negative.
Yes.
So when they sense that the social media is not talking about them for 1 month, there is no news about them, they don't mind creating something to just be the solution of all eyes for like 1 week.
Right.
If it's going to cost anybody, they don't care. I've seen that pattern now. To say I know people now that if social media stops to talk about them for 2 months, they can commit suicide.
Wow.
They feed off social media. They don't exist. They can't. If you lock them up in a house to say you will not go to any party, nobody will treat it. If they start typing and nobody is giving comments, they can commit suicide because they have absolute low self-esteem. So sometimes you see some of these things because the other reason could be people are addicted to this. This guy is controlling many people.
Of course.
They can't drop it, But if you say, because it's presupposed that if you say you are a wife or you are a husband, it presupposes some level of maturity, even when you're now a mother. So let's even say you want to diss your spouse on social media. You have children together. Have you counted the cost? We have children together. What could be the consequence? Okay, I'm going to walk out of his life, right? What will happen to the children? Have you thought through before you tweet about, because the internet? So you have painted your husband as someone who cannot keep his things in behind his thighs, who is still doing free for all. You have painted him that way. Then you now still expect absolute love, and I don't get it. I don't get it. It just shows that we are now getting to a level where people have no accountability and authority figures over their lives. There's a Yoruba adage that says that an elder cannot be in the market square, and in one day old baby will go mad. So this is showing us that maybe the elders in some families are now dead, or they themselves have been compromised. Because I can't imagine myself now. I have issues with Deola. I have issues with you, right? So Mrs. O I can't report you to Mrs. O. I can't even report you to your mother.
Abi?
I have access to all of them, and I know they can call you to order. Even if you are going mad, they can slap you. Mr. James is there, okay, JB. I have access to him. I can't report him. And we have mutual friends that can also slap you. I can't report you. Then I will now go to social media. Maybe I'll just say, okay, maybe Bobrisky will help me. Or I don't understand. I'm trying to. It just shows that many people may be, and this is from a position of care, a lot of people may be genuinely depressed.
I was just gonna say that,
guys. I'm sorry. I saw a video.
Just going to say that.
I saw a video.
Let him finish. Finish what you're going to say.
No, because praise will continue. I have to let me drop this thing. I saw a video. I think it was on Trevor Noah's page. It was a gimmick of the Emmys, right? And they called it the pandemies. The pandemies of the mile high pandemic. Mm-hmm. So people, flight passengers who were going off and crazy because the attendants told them they had to put on their face masks, and they were going crazy. So it was just different clips of people who were literally screaming, cussing, like acting like they were,
literally
mad. And of course, people would laugh and whatnot. And my comment underneath all of this was, this is not funny. There are mad people out there. They're just wearing clothes.
There's
let me finish my thoughts. Finish your
thoughts. I'm just saying.
Now, so because how you will know if you check their private lives, are they abusing substance? If they are abusing substance or they are into heavy drinking, then those are symptoms that these people are running away from themselves. So when you are as a human being, you can't look within and be happy within. And in therapy, I've realized that a lot of people can't do it. When they look within, what they see is pain. What they see is emptiness. What they see is,
they're not enough.
So the real them they see is red carpet. The real them they see is out there. So they will do everything. I've spoken to people who told me that, hey, Press, my business model is scandal. My business model is trouble. And I'm like, to what extent, is this? So when we don't process it from this side, or even maybe some are bipolar.
Yes, that's the next one.
Many are bipolar.
Because you see people, and they are everywhere, even on the pulpit. You are wondering, has this person forgotten Because
What did you do yesterday?
in all of the brouhaha that happened, the question now is: has healing happened?
Mm.
As what is the magic that has happened within 2 weeks now that
That's
has
everything that died down.
simmered everything? And
Mm.
I'm going to say this carefully:
Oh.
this notion that you are a celebrity and you are above sitting before a therapy is a
Mm.
recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
You are not, in fact, if there's anybody who should have a therapist that
It
you
should be
respect in your
celebrity.
backroom staff, it is you.
Yeah.
Because the whole world is against you when you mess up. The whole
Yeah.
world is for you when you do well. The audience is never consistent. If you
Yeah.
drop a music they like, everybody say, hey, hey. If you drop a bad one, they'll say, who? If
Oh,
another star comes, they will begin to
they
use that star. All the people calling you will begin to call that guy, and they can forget you. And if you have not invested properly, you can go back to penury. So it's a tough place to be.
Mm.
So you want to be very careful, ensuring that you have the right skill set around you, not pimps and all these people who just do native intelligence and
Yes,
kind of
sir.
thing.
Yes,
Because
sir.
and it's okay, and you see it in America. You hear some of these stars say, "Oh, we are now in therapy."
Yeah.
You know who is working with them.
Yeah.
You see them. I mean, we saw Kanye West, we saw some of these guys,
Will
say,
Smith.
oh, we're Will Smith, we're in therapy. You know they are working. It's not a shame to say,
Mm.
oh, I have mental health issue. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get help. It's not out of place, but to always insist, because, I mean, it's almost like if you, social media became very toxic. Today, so now I've switched my Twitter off Nigeria, so I can't get Nigeria feed. I'm looking for a way to do Instagram right now because it's, I mean, in the words of maybe Instablog, violence everywhere. There's violence. This September,
But you can do that 30 minutes on Instagram and Facebook, and after that 30 minutes it logs you out.
so it's very toxic out there to say, I mean, the things that should be kept under wraps. This person slept with somebody, so you are reporting it, and then he now had new picture of this person. He has new picture of that person. This is my lover. Then next minute he's a useless man and
It's
blah
not
blah.
friend.
Must your relationship come to social media? If you are dating somebody, you are not yet married. Date the person secretly. Nobody cares. Until you are married, you are not married. So people are tired of this story, but people are making money anyway. And some people are also what gives them validation is to be judging other people's story. So they are also there. Because I see a guy, every time they post something on Instablog that I go there, the few things I read, he's always there. Is this guy jobless? It's everywhere. So it's almost like people, honestly, there needs to be a general healing session. People are in serious pain and they are not aware.
You know,
Awareness is level one to say,
yeah,
I know that you are not even aware is more dangerous
zero.
because it can move from stage 1 cancer to stage 4.
Yeah,
And at stage 4, it becomes very tough for
yeah,
many people, when the problem now becomes cancerous. So it's, I don't know, but it just shows that we no longer have elders, because elders should be able to wade in. And I have mentors in my life who say, Praise, you have to go through therapy now within the next 3 months. And I'm not going to say no, but it looks like everyone has declared independence. Nigeria has happened to, not well, maybe has happened to people, and they are now reflecting Buhari and his government.
I think yes. So yes, that the like you said, the elders forum of and I'm categorizing all the three levels that you mentioned. I think also the fact is social connections, right? How many friends do you have in your circle? And this is also, of course, minus the fact that you can become your own guide. And I know that sometime in my life as well, I didn't know how to be alone. I always wanted to be amongst people, because of course your essence is in the hands of other people. Now that's not the new knowledge that I have now. In fact, now I have to teach myself how to spend time with people again. But the thing also is that a lot of people, we don't that the friendship, some people have been fortunate and they've found a clique of people and they're able to grow and groom themselves and do business together and do friendship together and do life together, and they're able to have that support system. When I was watching that smart money thing on
Smart Money
Netflix,
Woman.
the first thing I saw was that friendship, right? Aside, of course, all these other things that they're talking about, money and blah blah blah. The first thing was that they could depend on each other. Now, another thing I noticed was that there were different people with different characters. So one is the one that is always trying to tell them that their head is not correct and bring them back, right? Like I used to say that I have a good side and a bad side. And so my bad side friends, if I wanted to be wild, those are the ones I would call. And my good side friends, if I wanted to be sane, I wanted somebody to hold me down, those are the people that I'll call. And so having that connection to be able to say, okay, when I want to go out, I can go out and I can, meet people. I can form I can, that confidence to strike a conversation with somebody when you even go out on your own, or you have a bunch of friends. I mean, men know how to do it better than women, to be honest. Men can just go out, open a bottle of beer, football, and they pally.
Yeah.
But women don't know how to do it, as much as the men do. I mean, some women may find it natural or easy because they are guys, girls, if you get what I mean. But a lot of women haven't been, opened like that to be able to have it without being seen as a prostitute or she's the one that came on to me. Maybe it's a guy, you say, let me just go and have a chat with him. They'll be like, oh, she came on to me because they're not mature enough. So I think that that's also another problem. The fact that you cannot say, I'm picking up my phone and I'm calling my girls or my boys or whatever, whoever your connection is, and say, let's do something, let's go out, and then you're there for each other. That's what social media is doing for people now. The likes, the mentions, the tagging, the hashtags and all those things. That's what social. So they're, instead of them getting it from physical relationships, they're getting it from social relationships that they don't even know you.
They don't even know you.
But some people have also met great people online and they've become very friendly with them, and their friendship has gone well. So I think that's also another thing, and COVID also kind of didn't help, and so we're now more and more separate from each other. And social media was what everybody latched onto during COVID, because now I can't see you, but I can see you online.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I can't see you because I'm seeing your videos every day. I like PF now. I don't feel like he's in America. I don't feel like you are too far away from me, because if I go on Instagram, I'll see you. If I go on Facebook, I'll see you. WhatsApp, you're sending me messages. Then we can do so. I don't feel that distance because this platform has given me that opportunity to be able to connect with people, albeit not real people. And these people really don't give a toss about me. So I think that's also what social media, I think, has also done, or maybe the pandemic, really.
The negative influence,
yes.
I think, the negative part of it.
So we need to start to find that social, physical, touch and connection and real friendships. Of course, if you're hurt, you hurt people. But if you're hurt, you'll be hurt too. So how I feel like that's where we kind of need to also shed some light to say, okay, we need social connections.
Yeah.
So are we going to find places where people can come to and and have dinners, or I remember I was doing an interview with Mrs. Erelu, or I don't think they call her Mrs. Erelu, maybe Erelu, what's her name now? Okay, I can't, but the person I'm talking about. And she was saying, look, in her time, when in their own days, there was a lot of family stuff, so people are coming, they will go and have dinners. They had all the clubs that they used to go to Sundays. They have tea and brunch and all those things. And husbands, wife, and children will go together. And when they go, everybody will know themselves, But today, husband is going one way, wife is going one way, children are going one way. Even at home, there's no connection, and that's why a lot of marriages are going their separate ways. Families are breaking, And I connected with her. I was like, okay, so where did it start happening? Where did it start to to break up from that we are where we are right now, and everybody's like, look, this I want to do me, you do you, and
just modernization, modernization, and
I don't know.
But
I mean,
I agree with you that that the physical connection, it goes a long way, because I also think that part of our running away, as Trey said, running away from ourselves, want don't want to have to own up. We don't want to have to be held accountable
or be faced with our own.
We don't want to be responsible.
Yes.
We don't want to be held responsible for our actions and
inactions.
And inaction, yes. And we don't have to be faced with the real us.
Yeah.
So on social media, you put up.
I can be fake.
I can be whoever I want to be. I can be
whoever. I'm telling you.
But I think that's only just doing more damage.
Yeah.
That's only doing more damage, because the further you are just, it's like
you're waiting. The thing is waiting for you. Like
you.
When they say the cane of the Iyale is or Yawo is waiting on top of the ceiling or something.
Yeah.
PF, I'm sure you can help me out there.
The Koboko used to beat a Yawo. Iyale is on the top of the cupboard for the Yawo.
Yeah. So we're running away from something that is inevitable, and it's causing more and more damage. More and more damage. I meet young kids and they'll be telling you how they're depressed. I'm like, what are you thinking of? What's making you depressed? And well, this, that, like, so that's social, that thing, and the fact that there are many people around does not mean that there's anything happening. No, there are just many people around. But that connection between you and them, it didn't they?
Yeah.
So a musician may have 20 people around him all the time, but he's not connected to any of them because they're all there to collect whatever they want to collect from the person and zap when the time comes. So that the depth of relationships that used to be is missing.
It's missing. Yeah, it's anyway. So just coming back to our weird relationship realities.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to get weirder.
I think so.
I think it's only going to get weirder because, majority of us are not ready to stand in the mirror and face ourselves.
So sorry for cutting you. I'll allow you finish. It's even with therapy, PF, when people come to you, right? Some of them are not coming to you for solution. Some of them are coming to you for you to tell them how great they are and everybody else is bad.
Well, that's not therapy now.
No, I'm saying that when they come to you, what their expectation is that you are going to support them in saying that. So whenever
invalidating how they feel.
So whenever I say to people, the problem is not this person you have come to talk to me about. The problem is you. What are you doing to make this thing happen to you all the time? They're like, what do you mean? And I don't blame them because I also felt the same way too when they're saying to me that I'm the creator of my reality. I said, which damn reality? Am I sitting down and saying that I should be crying? Damn you. I felt that way too. When they say it's me, when I change, other things will change. I said, screw that. Other people need to change for me to be happy. It's when they change that I will be happy. So not many people are happy to face the reality that they're the
architect.
Do you understand? They're walking in their own story as Waka Pass.
Yo, that's deep.
Do you understand? They're in their own story. They're Waka Pass. So I don't know. I mean, PF, you are. I don't know how we're going to support in this and push out this physical connection. I don't know how, or maybe the answers come.
Let me tell you, people know what they people assume they know what they want and they go for what they think they want. Yeah. Truth is, you can't force adults to begin to do what is right, because I have seen people go to odd places and I'm laughing, because you ask yourself, if somebody has cancer, right, and they say to the person, oh, go to Ojodu General Hospital. They are not going to go. They won't go because they would ask you, what's the best hospital that exists, because they don't want to die.
Yeah.
So when it comes to their relationship matters, why are they going to social media? It means that it's not yet a problem, right? And that's why you can carry your matter on all those.
Yeah, people don't know. So that's why sometimes I ask people, when you are sick in the body, who do you go and see? They say doctor. I'm like, oh, fantastic. When you are sick in the mind, who do you go and see? They are quiet.
Let me tell you, the people in your industry know. Don't they see? Maybe they watch therapy. They watch all these shows. They watch movies. They see these things. They just feel that, how can I go and submit myself to that small person? So they want to get a therapist, for example. They are checking out the followers of the therapist on social media.
How many people are following them?
Excuse me. How many people follow any surgeon? There are surgeons who are not even on social media, but they are the best surgeons in the world.
There's a therapist that I know, a therapist/coach. He doesn't do anything on social media, and he charges $150,000. And he doesn't have any program. All the people that say, put a program, have products. He doesn't have anything.
My dear, Diola, let me shock you. It's one of the things that's why I've not bothered about social media that much. I'll tell you, the topmost of the topmost people, who can pay $100,000, $200,000 when they need real help, they don't go to social media to say who is the person dancing on social media. They are going to do their due diligence. They know who to. In fact, in therapy, it's counterproductive for you to be out there. The more you are out there, the more high-paying clients assume that you can't keep confidentiality.
Right.
So that's so you want to ask yourself, it's a trade-off between fame and effectiveness. Do you understand? And truth is, if you are very, 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 very good with what you do, if you have 25 clients in a year, you are fine. As an high network. In fact, I doubt if you can cover it, because
I was going to say 25 is even plenty.
Therapy is deep. I'm not talking about advisory. I know I do a session and I'm drained. One session.
It's like, energy has left you.
I'm going to work with that person for 5 months.
Exactly.
My work is like I'm rebuilding a human being, an entire human being.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing that, what time will I have to be posting every day, to be posting on social media every day, I don't even know. I don't have the luxury of that time, because I'm mostly tired, so it's people need to understand and embrace because the question now is, do you want a solution or do you want to be popular?
Yeah.
Those are two different, because if you want solution, right, then it's not social media you will go to.
Yeah.
In fact, if you go to social media, the question will be, does anyone know? Can you recommend the best therapist that can help me and do, or that somebody who would you guys recommend? Exactly. Yes. That's what you'll be asking. Not that you go there and say, can you imagine, Adiola, I'm going to release a nudes now, blah, 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 blah. You are not ready. You are not ready for help. You are not ready for help. And which was what I said about that case that was trending 2 weeks ago when someone asked me. I said, you see, you cannot, if you say this guy is cheating and cheating and cheating, it is no longer news.
Abi?
At the inception, he has like 4 baby mamas already.
Exactly.
So you cannot say, you are the one who did not count the cost when proposal was made to you. Mm-hmm. To say, I am going into what looks like a blended family system. What is the reality? Mm-hmm. So you count the cost to say, okay, because you can't stop. If he has somebody that gave him 3 children with someone, and they want to go on a trip, their mother has to follow them. It's sacrosanct. Because she can say, I don't trust my children. So the mother has to go with them. It's part of the counting of cost in a blended family system. It is you that must now trust your husband absolutely to say, I trust him that
or go with them.
Or go with them. So so now say they took pictures somewhere. They took pictures somewhere. I'm not comfortable. It's blended family. It's not monogamous. You
Yeah.
know, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not. So people assume too many things. Sadly, you know, because they don't have knowledge also. So you are getting the polygamous home, but you are expecting monogamous behavior. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And that's why you count the cost. At the point of marriage, they will ask you, do you guys, does anyone have any reason why these two people should not be married? If there's no,
Yeah.
they will not ask the two of you, do you have a reason? At that point, you should be able to say, I have a reason. The reason is, if I marry this person, I am not sure I'm going to be able to hold him down. Okay. So what would now be the strategy? You know, so it's, yes, people are frustrated and blah, 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 but nowhere to go. That's the summary of my whatever. It's unfortunately it's time.
Yeah, I would just end it and say seek help, guys. Seek help, and seek help not from the hands or the ears or the eyes of people who don't know how to help you, but seek help from people who can genuinely help you out of where you are. And send us DMs, send us messages, private messages, if you need help, or people around you who need help. We're here to help. We're here to help. Anyways, I rest my case. Seek help.
The defense
Okay, guys.
honor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to see you next week. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us. We appreciate and celebrate you. Okay, guys, keep well, and
Yeah.
I miss you guys. Yeah.
I miss you too. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Shakosha.
Zakosha, we are Zakosha.